Yo, Bracy Skills connects back with another video. Once again, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We're now on episode 7, and I'm going to get straight into it, man. Something I want to talk about, something that's been on my mind lately, as we're still celebrating the draft pick of Victor Wembanyama. I started thinking, man, the Spurs may have a death lineup or something similar to what the Warriors had back in 2017. Remember, they had the Hampton Five, which was like the most dangerous five you could ever imagine. It was Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, Kevin Durant, and Draymond Green. Remember the Hampton Five the Warriors had, and that lineup was like their plus minus on the court together was like insane. I think the Spurs have that. I know we haven't started yet. I know haters going to be like, man, how can they have a Def 5 and they ain't played a game yet? You're right. But hear me out. Spurs fans, hear me out. Can you imagine the versatility, the shooting, the scoring ability, the shot-making ability, as well as the defensive intensity, the defensive versatility, the ability to switch off anything with a lineup of Jeremy Sohan at the 1, Malachi Branham, key part, Malachi Branham at the 2, Devin Vassell at the 3, big body Keldon Johnson at the 4, and Wembanyama at the 5. We know Wembanyama's not going to play much 5. We all understand that. We know Pops came out and said that Wemby won't play center. He'll play probably the 4. I hear you. I understand that. But can you imagine that 5 that I just named? I'm going to name it again. Sohan, Branham, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, and Victor Wembanyama. All on the court together. Like, when I picture that, and the reason, some people say, well, why would you put Sohan at the 1 instead of Branham? Well, Branham did play some 1 for us at the second half of the season, but Sohan, out of everybody's probably the least effective when it comes to his shooting ability. And when you have Brandon playing off the ball as good as he can score, as good as he can shoot it, man, I just pictured that lineup just causing hell for opponents on both sides. Even when you go to the defensive end, right? The lineup is very, very big, very long. I haven't seen Wembanyama, but let's just go besides Wemby. Okay, we know Wemby's 7'4", 7'5" with an 8-foot wingspan. We all know that, right? But Keldon's probably your least most versatile defender. But I don't think he's Kyle Korver, right? Like, I don't think he's somebody that is just like, we're gonna pick on Keldon Johnson. I don't think he's that bad defensively. But with Sohan, Vassell, Branham, the combination of those 5, the ability, like I said, they can switch off and guard anybody. That's going to be a very, very dangerous 5, and I would love for the Spurs to see that. I would love to see that from the Spurs. I said it before, man. I really, man. Every time Branham's been in the lab a lot. Malachi Branham, I've been following him on Instagram. He's been posting some workout videos. I know everybody posts workout videos. I post workout videos. I'm a trainer, right? But I don't know, man. There's something about Branham that tells me he can be like the most overlooked and underrated player on this entire roster. Like, when we talk about ability, I think outside of Victor, I think most would give the nod to probably Devin Vassell right now as far as, who's the most seasoned offensively. But, dude, Branham is right there with him. Like, he's right there. Like, Branham and Vassell, those two, the shot-making ability of those two is going to be very key. But it's something about Branham when I watch him play and seeing how poised he looked last year as a rookie. I don't know, man. I think he's gonna be. I think he's probably gonna start off being a 6-man right now. I think he's gonna be like our new version of Ginobili starting out. But Excuse me, but ooh, excuse me again. But I don't know, man. It's something about Branham that tells me he has a chance to be a sneaky, sneaky all-star. Not this year, maybe even not the next 2 3 years. But remember, this kid is young. I still believe he's 19. If he's not 19, he's probably turning 20. He's very very young, right? Like, so just think about what Branham's going to be 5 years from now. He's only going to be 25 years old. Like, I think out of everybody, like, I still think, I said it before and I'm going to say it again because I think he's the most key component of this Def 5 that I'm talking about. Like, I think he's the most overlooked player on this team. I think after Wembanyama, he might have the next biggest upside. I know Vassell's neck and neck with him. Even this Sissoko kid that they just drafted, I think he has a very high upside. But Branham is being overlooked, man. Anytime you have a 3-level scorer with his ability and his style of play, the shot selection that he shoots, he takes great shots. You can't speed him up. He understands the NBA game early. You put him out there with Devin Vassell, with the driving ability of Keldon, with the versatility of Jeremy Sohan, and just having a superstar potential player like Victor, man. I don't want to make it seem like the Spurs are going to be the best team in the NBA next year, but I'm going to make a bold prediction while we're talking about this Def 5. I think the Spurs are making the playoffs next year. Call me crazy. I don't care what. I know the West is the West. Call me crazy. I think the Spurs are making the playoffs next year. I can see the Spurs sneaking up and winning anywhere between 44 to 47, 48 games. I know that's a steep climb, but I really see it. And I know health is always the biggest thing, not just with Wembanyama, but the other guys. I think Devin Vassell only played like 34, 35 games this year. You know, Keldon missed a little bit of time. Sohan missed time. I get all of that. But that 5, and then plus Trey Jones wherever he fits, Zach Collins wherever he fits, we still haven't even got to Blake Wesley. He's another one that I think is going to have a critical summer league and is going to get a chance to, you know, at least scratch for some time and maybe even crack the rotation. But, you know, getting back to that Def 5, man, that is a lot of versatility. That is a lot of shooting. That is a lot of athleticism. High basketball IQs. Guys that can guard 2 to 3 positions defensively. Man, I wouldn't mind if the Spurs didn't sign a single soul. You know what? I do make one. I do want to have one. I have one request. I think the Spurs should sign Derrick Rose just for the sake of it. I would love to see Derrick Rose play for Pop and be like a mentor. But that's just me being a fan. I don't think the Spurs are going to do that. That's just me, the fan of me talking. But outside of that, man, I'm fine with the Spurs not signing anyone. Take all the rookies, take all your current players, develop those guys, get them working in the lab, man. Let's roll the dice and see what we got. And I think they're going to make the playoffs next year. Hold me to it. I made a bold prediction in the summer last year about the Sacramento Kings making the playoffs. I know that's a different team. But like I said, I'm in the Bay Area, so, you know, I'm close-knit with the NorCal teams. And I made a bold prediction. Everybody thought I was crazy. But I told everybody the pieces the Kings have with Mike Brown being there, they're going to have a chance to make a push for the playoffs. And they did, and took the Warriors 7 games. And I'm making another bold prediction. I'm not being biased, but the Spurs are going to make the playoffs next year. And I think Victor Wembanyama is going to be an all-star as a rookie. Those are 2 bold predictions I'm making. Spurs will make the playoffs, and Wembanyama is going to make the all-star as a rookie. Hold me to it. Hold me to it. But I think the Spurs got something cooking. I think we have a chance to really, really get some excitement down in San Antonio, man. I haven't been this excited about the Spurs probably since, being honest, we all need to be honest about this. This is probably the most exciting time we've had since probably the season 2015. I'm going to say 2015 when we signed LaMarcus Aldridge. There was a lot of excitement going into that year when we signed LaMarcus Aldridge. Remember, that was like one of the biggest free agent signings probably we ever had. And there was a lot of excitement going into that year. But today, the time's now not even close. This is the most exciting times we've had in a very, very long time. This has that beat, the LaMarcus Aldridge signing beat, by miles and miles and miles. I'm just saying, it's been a while since we've had the chance to really be excited about something. And getting Victor, but the supporting cast around Victor. The media is going to talk about Victor. Great. We love it, right? But the supporting cast around Victor is what's going to shock people this year. It's not going to shock Spurs fans because we all know we know about these guys. We've been high about these guys since they were drafted here. But the casuals and the media are going to be shocked on how good these guys are. Nobody's talking about Keldon and Devin Vassell. Keldon averaged 22, and Devin Vassell was like right on the cusp of averaging 20 points. I think the injury really took that away from him. We could have had two 20-point per game scorers on one team, and I think they're going to pick up right when they're right where they're left off from. I don't think Keldon's going to be as high because the usage rate won't be as high, but I can easily see us having 7 guys average double figures. 7 guys, meaning Wemby, Sohan. I can see him averaging double digits. Keldon, of course. Devin, of course. I see Malachi Branham averaging around maybe 10 to 12 a game. And probably maybe Trey Jones. I can see him averaging around 10 a game. And I think Devontae Graham is going to have a couple breakout games. And he may try to stretch and average double digits as well. So we're loaded. Zach Collins could be pushing for 7 or 8. Somewhere around there. We're gonna be an exciting team. And I think we're going to shock a lot of people. And I think we're going to make the playoffs next year. So it might be some Spurs fans that disagree, but I think we're making the playoffs next year. I really do. I really think the Spurs are going to make the playoffs. I'm giving this 44 to 48 wins next year. That's what I'm giving this right now. Hold me to it once again. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate the support. We've been getting with some of these videos, man. I got to do something for my Spurs fans. That's why I decided to do this. But yeah, make sure you guys keep supporting the channel, keep sharing videos, man. I highly, 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 highly appreciate it. And we'll definitely keep dropping this consistent comment right here on Spurs Talk. Also follow us on Instagram, Spurs Talk 707. That is Spurs Talk 707. Make sure you give us a follow on Instagram and yeah, stay updated with all the latest content. I may even have some gear coming as well. So be on the looks for that. We'll have some shorts coming with the Spurs Talk on there, man. So, yeah, keep supporting the channel. I appreciate you guys, man, and make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We out.